This 1972 Harley-Davidson Superglide hasn't run in over 30 years. And today's the day Chris and I are gonna take a shot at making this thing breathe fire once again. See if this thing has compression, and that's gonna be the start of this whole day here. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's good. It's squeaking like crazy. So this thing is rusty and crusty. It's been sitting for decades. Humid, moist garage. We got this bike out of Dubuque, Iowa. Came with a ton of other stuff. This one so far is number 2 on our list of machines that we're gonna take a shot at get fired up and running. So some of you guys might have seen the last video we did on the 1946 Harley-Davidson. Bike ran excellent, drives perfect. Shoeless Joe's the nickname of the bike. Now this is gonna be something else. Chris, let's jump right in.
Looks like the same guy did the wiring.
Same guy. Jeez, this freaking extension cord wire. This thing has dust and oxidation all over it. Let's get a can of Croil. We'll probably be able to burn through a whole can of penetrating oil just to loosen everything up on this bike. The reason we wanna get this bike running, guys, special motorcycle. 1972, second year of the Harley-Davidson Superglide. It was like the factory chopper. It was Willie G's entrance into the Harley-Davidson design fold, the Superglide. Big 74 cubic inch motor, swing arm frame, skinny Sportster style front end, that hamburger brake. So this was what guys were doing to their FLHs before the Superglide ever came out. So this one all dressed up in black, they call the Night Train.
It's always been one of my favorite paint schemes.
It's got that 70s kind of like vibrant, kind of neon looking stuff. 3.5 gallon tanks. This thing's reading 14,000 miles on it. So whether it's a real 14,000 mile bike, we don't really know. What we do know is this sucker's been sitting a long time. I mean, just the piles of dust. Let's get that Croil going. Anything that moves, man.
All right.
Kicker, brake, transmission clutch arm. It's got the look though, you know, and that's kind of what I'm excited about is when you find original bikes like this, we love breathing life back into them. I think this bike could actually clean up pretty well. Yeah, so let's jump right in. We'll get all the moving stuff lubricated, Chris. I can tell you for certain that rear brake is gonna need to be rebuilt, but before we go there, I'd really like to take a stab at trying to make this thing run. If it doesn't run, there's no point in making that rear brake run right now. The engine will have to come out. Does it have oil in it?
Oh, yeah.
It's not the best looking oil.
It's pretty full.
LIB, man. All right. If you save it, it will run. So by the end of the day, guys, I want to be doing wheelies in the parking lot, Chris. These things are amazing wheelie bikes. They pop that super light front end straight up. Cool little buckhorn handlebars. 74 inches of raw Harley-Davidson power, guys. So we're pretty lubed up on all of the engine components here. We've got oil in it. We're draining that oil for sure, Chris. The way that looked, it looked terrible. We'll get in the transmission. I do have an actual Superglide size battery to fill up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the air cleaner off and we'll see exactly how dire the situation looks. I'm kind of nervous with this being all froze up, how bad this carburetor's gonna actually be. It's a Bendix carburetor. Bendix carburetor is probably worse than a pair of Champion spark plugs. That's a fire.
Yes, get rid of that.
Yes. Actually, it doesn't look terrible. I just can't decide if we should clean this thing up, too. You know, first thing I want to do is start rubbing on that gas tank. It's a beautiful tank.
Yeah.
Got that Night Train paint job. Inside of the gas tanks, what do we got? Inside of the tanks are going to be rusty, I can tell. Go! Chris, put those guns on there, man.
I'm not going to get it either. You might could spray some Croil up in there and see if they ask. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Oh, no. Is that the worst you've ever seen?
It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it numbers up there. It's like 76, I think.
Bad. Look at this. This is like flaky.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen it. The sides are not
The
bad.
sides are not horrible. It's just all here at the top.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
All right.
So we know this one's probably going to be even worse.
This is bad.
Oh, no, beautiful.
Actually.
That tank's beautiful. So worst case scenario, we could just run one line, but I think we probably ought to clean the tank anyway. Since that's where we're going with this, Chris, let's pull the tank off.
Okay.
3/8 wrench and a 1/2 inch wrench. Flip that off, and we can remove the dash. Oh, I mean, what we absolutely didn't want to see was the gas tank being as nasty as it has. It's a true testament to how long this bike's actually been sitting. That was ugly, and it's my least favorite thing to do is clean out a nasty gas tank like that. You end up stinking for days. It's got compression. That's good. Now we're on to fuel. You know, you need 3 things to get one of these bikes running. You need compression, you need spark, and you need fuel. We've got 1. Now, I'll tell you what. I feel like this bike is going to expose my real preferences here, man. I usually don't work on things this late. When I was rolling this thing out of the garage in Iowa, you're looking at it thinking, that's a pretty straight example. And I'll tell you what, man. A good shovel head is one awesome motorcycle. It's pretty funny. You hear about during that whole AMF era. First year my dad was a Harley Davidson dealer. Several years later than this bike, 1976. On a Friday, he'd get the delivery of new motorcycles coming to the dealership. 3 bikes come off the truck. 1 bike would run perfect, 1 bike wouldn't run at all, and the other bike would rattle your teeth out. So fingers crossed that this is one of those bikes that runs excellent. I don't know that it's ever been into before. Looking at a lot of the nuts and bolts and the screws, things don't really look like it's been broken down to the core. That being said, there are lots of changes on this bike. I mean, I don't think that's an original Night Train seat. Sissy bar, new kind of aftermarket sissy bar with the spade deal there, or whatever you call that. The rear fender is later, Chris, so that's like a different tail light. This is probably an 80s rear fender, but it drag pipes, you know, so look at the drag pipes. This thing's gonna sound like crap, but it's got that funky headlight. This headlight is like,
Where are you?
that's what the headlight's doing the whole time. So we're gonna look for the original headlight so we can swap it out. Oil cooler, they run hot. That's not stock either. They got an elbow fitting. I think that Bendix carb just had a little plastic fitting out the side.
Okay, we're loose.
You're loose.
Yep.
Okay, that's off? Nice. Okay, now we can take the tanks off. It'd be real nice to keep this right side tank off, but you know what? No. We're gonna take both tanks off.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, there it is. Lift the front of the dash up. There we go. All right, yeah, that's non-factory also. That's a big coarse threaded screw. We're gonna replace that. Drain basin here. All right, so terrible. Clean it or don't clean it? Leave it in the comments, guys. I don't know. I'm like torn. This thing would clean up really nice. Nothing's coming out of there.
Yeah, so I mean, that line's probably, this crossover line is full of crap.
All right, let's drain that.
Yep.
We're like 5 minutes in and we've already used the side cutters and the vice grips, so. What's that?
That's just a small portion of.
That was metal.
Yeah.
And it's not great.
Something turned.
Let's see what our switch base looks like. Dash base, pretty good. It all looks real simple. God, that thing is a boat anchor. Oh my God. Big cast piece, die cast piece it looks like. Yeah, I know. They took the plastic fitting out of the carburetor. That whole carb's coming off. I'm gonna put it in the ultrasonic. So the goal by the end of today is to be doing wheelies in the parking lot.
Good luck.
You sound like you know something I don't. This is crazy. I just realized this bike's got floorboards on it. The Super Glide had mid pegs, mid controls, kickstart only. Floorboards, not footboards. There you go. All right, carburetor's officially off. Inside, we'll see if there was gas left in it. It's not terrible. Although, oh no. Oh, this body's junk now because the jet spun off in the, look at the top of it. So this carburetor's been sitting a long time, guys, and a lot of these parts in here were frozen together. Right now, there's the bottom jet was seized. I've never seen this happen before. Look at this, you see in there? That right there is, this thing just twisted right off. I think I can probably break it off with my hand. Yeah, there it goes. Bingo. Bent.
Ooh.
Linkarts don't do this. So call me a dinosaur. Oh, this body's cracked. God, I hope I got another Bendix upstairs. I don't even know why I'm taking this apart. Look at there, there's the part number on that, 27152-71. The crack's right here, you see? So what they did is, this is your air cleaner flange here. One bolt in the top was all that was on that air cleaner. This one's been broken off, this one's been broken off, and it's got that crack in there, which renders this body pretty useless. Oh, yeah. Might harvest the float bowl. We might harvest the float bowl. We need to find a Bendix. I sure would like to continue this now. Yeah, Ken said my dad would just throw Bendixes in the trash. Tillotson. This is a lost cause. Here's all the late model stuff. Oh! This sucker looks NOS, man. Let's go down. I don't know if I like our result, Ken, which is weird. It's new old stock.
Uh-huh.
I think it's brand new. It doesn't look like it's ever. It is NOS. Look at those threads in there.
Yeah. That's nice.
This is gonna be crazy. Well, you know what? We'll know what a low mile shovel head runs like with an NOS carburetor. It's actually kind of exciting, y'all. New old stock. We're gonna take it right apart and put it right back together with the new seals. So, wow, amazing. What
You want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news first.
Bad news.
The bad news is like, it's all like, it's basically like tar. Now, the good news is what's underneath looks pretty
nice.
decent. Find something a little more stout because like literally the gas doesn't cut it at all.
Yeah. Gas doesn't cut it at all. You can't use acetone. I wonder if it's sealer. I'm not touching that.
Well, now you got to run around and find something that will dissolve that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Gosh, he's so smart. I mean, if you're ultra careful, you could pour some acetone in there and drop that in a bucket, see if the acetone does anything to that.
Yeah, and the reason we typically don't like to use acetone is because it'll take the paint off the tank. I mean, paint remover, so.
Okay, so a lot of you guys are probably wondering, that's a new old stock carburetor. Why the heck are they taking it apart? In this case in point example, gaskets are dry rotted, seals are dry rotted. There's a little bit of kind of flaky corrosion inside of the float bowl. And then keep in mind, I don't think it's ever had fuel in it. That being said, anytime you're this far back on a bike, new old stock part or not, close inspection's crucial. I think we go back together now. So Ken's worked on everything under the sun. He's the only guy I've ever met that likes a Bendix. But I'll tell you what, everything he's got runs perfect. So there's something to be said for it, I guess. How's the paint look?
Remember how you said not to get it? I didn't. So, acetone will work. You can see, I mean, it cleans up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Decently nice. But the acetone won't cut through it, and neither will the rocks and the gravel until I have like literally scrape the sides of it and kind of get it broken up.
Yeah, right. It's like the thing needs to sit with acetone filled up for a week. And we don't have a week. It's not terrible way back there.
Yeah.
You know, like the chunks were down in the bottom.
Yeah. And all that's cleaned up, even around the crossover line. I mean, from what it started at, I mean...
Can you lubricate the petcock, open the petcocks, blow air through there, and make sure it's flowing?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Our new old stock carburetor is coming back together, Chris. Yeah. The beauty of this whole project is that I got the new old stock carburetor and Chris got the nasty rotted out gas tank.
I heard that.
Hey! Anything?
A little bit of air.
Can you hose some carb cleaner up in that hole?
Yeah. Okay, we don't have any 1/4-inch line, so I'm gonna run out of the store, grab some couple feet.
Don't run. Drive.
I'll drive.
Or ride.
Yeah, I may do that. All right, be right back.
Good deal. All right. By the time he gets back, Now this carburetor mounted. Gas tank's ready to go back on. And I think we're ready to hook up a battery and start diagnosing wiring. Still, it seems like we got a long way to go until we're riding. That rear brake assembly is ugly. Luckily for us, it is a drum brake, so we have most of those parts here to rebuild everything. It's not necessarily the type of machine that I would normally get excited over, but we had some comments from you guys that said, hey, there's a killer 71, 72 Night Train Super Glide. How about that bike? So without any further ado and without wasting any time, we got right to work. Wow. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Now, it is a kick-only Super Glide, so I don't know what that means. Kicking shovel heads isn't my favorite thing to do, but when you got one that's dialed in, and the new carburetor is very promising. I'm gonna fill up a battery. So let's look at these spark plugs. I've been waiting a month to use this tool, and it's the only Champion product I'll actually use. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. Ah, good stuff. So, for the magic tool, my pal Mike Bell from Texas gave me this tool, and I'd never seen one before. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already know what it is. It's a spark plug boot for pulling out hot spark plugs. You know, you're checking your plugs on the side of the road. Looky there, a little sooty. Gap looks nice. Probably, yep, 30 thousandths gap. A little rich, but it doesn't look terrible. Put a little croil on this thing. Yeah, same thing. Look, gap's maybe a few thousandths tighter. I'm gonna leave it. Looks really nice. This rubber boot's pretty cool. Thanks, Mike. Hook up a battery. We can do the oil change. This doesn't appear to be the right size. Oh yeah, it's the right size. It's the right size. .2 immediate. So that's cool. So we're looking red, positive, black, negative. I got no idea what's going on with the wiring here. This, I would say, is our positive. No, that's going to our ground right there. So this one is a ground wire. What are they doing? Because negative. Not crazy about that, but that's gonna be okay. All right. All right. Yo! Here we are. Nothing?
Nothing.
All right. We're going up. Maybe it is backwards. Bet you it is. Keep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
Oh, you're smoking.
Smoking. Smoking that tail light. Whoo, what's going on there? Anybody got a potato?
Yeah, right.
We're okay. Okay, let's get a new tail light. One high post, one low post. Chris was at the stove.
Call him.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude, what's happening?
I'm heading back your way. What, do you need something else?
Yeah, I was gonna see if you could pick up an 1156 12-volt taillight bulbs.
1156.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn around and go rack and grab them.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We're good there. Now I need. We can use this, but I kind of want to go out in the trailer and see if I can find one. Check it out. I mean, you guys make the call. I mean, what do we got here? It's, you know, I'd spray paint this sucker black before we mount it like that. I do feel like I saw a battery lit in there. That's what we're looking for. Let's go down to the trailers and see if we can't find that. Oh, yes. Okay. What we're looking for are tin parts. Primaries. You might be able to find that headlight in here too. Like, that's close, but that's not it. What do we got here? Oh, looky there. We're gonna, looks decent. This is the rear brake master cylinder, and there's piston assemblies. That looks really nice. So I think this might be some of the parts we need for that rear brake. I didn't even think about that until literally right now. There's a coil, just in case we need it. Nope, busted. There's another Bendix, lightly used. We got chop. Oh, with a sticker on it. Yes. That's the ultimate nerdy stuff right there. Oh, yes. Look, you know that's the one that came off of that bike. Yeah, look at that. Oh, no. Ooh, yes, maybe. Nope. Ah, there it is. Super Glide. I bet this is the light off that actual motorcycle. The rusty black paint, still got the terminal screws in it. I would imagine this bulb is shot, so maybe we'll get lucky. That feels like hello. General Electric sealed beam, 12 volt. 12 volt, that's it. Okay, that's a brand new bulb. Imagine that. Still looking for a battery strap. More knucklehead tanks. Oh, that's it. I can tell. I can smell it. Well, I sure wanted to find that dang strap, man. So while you were gone, Chris, I actually got the battery filled up, battery hooked up. We got...
All the electronics work?
I haven't checked the points, but we got up here, we got a headlight, although that's not the right headlight. So yeah, let's start bolting stuff together. You got the bulb. We got these bad boys. Real nice. Very nice. Ta-da! We got the cover. How's it feel? Man, that's nice. Oh, that's good. Okay, only repop part on the whole bike. All right, Chris, let's go ahead and empty the oil tank.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
So our petcock works too?
Yes. How much you want to put back in
First
here?
one's going in. Go ahead and put at least two in there. Next tank.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You hear it?
I can hear it. Look at me.
You guys are riding vastly different motorcycles.
Yeah. You know, well, everything we've replaced, I'm not worried about. You know, new old stock carburetor. We got a fresh battery. You know, brakes. We're gonna see if this thing runs like it should, and if it does, we'll address the brakes. Okay, we're a fuel line, I think a fuel line away from running, man. Transmission oil. You got dusted. Okay. Hey! That's that nasty stuff, but it's got oil in it, so we're rolling with it, man. Dash, rubber pieces. We're gonna keep the air cleaner off of the carb until we find out if it runs or not. Let's see how she does. Pull, push, pull, push. Love it. Oh yeah, I love it. All right, Chris, let's crank this sucker up. Bring her down. We'll add some gas, little throttle adjustment. Yeah, I got you. Oh boy, I'm nervous. Yes! Here we are, guys. Exciting stuff. Nice.
Yeah, it
clean.
cleaned up, yeah.
Cleaned up real good. Okay. 1972 Harley Davidson Super Glide, the Night Train. 74 cubic inch. This was before they went to the 80s. They didn't go to the 80s until like 78 and a half. Oh yeah, we're coming over here already. Great. Excellent. All right, man.
Okay.
Any ideas for kicks? Any guesses?
I'm gonna say 4.
Ooh, he's confident.
Steve says 5.
Steve says 5. Leave it in the comments, guys. I didn't touch the idle screw. I haven't touched the idle adjustment. Turn the fuel on.
Okay.
My guess is 6 kicks.
Fuel is on.
Fuel's on. It's not really like a Linkert, but we can bang on the float bowl a little bit. The ceremonious,
or tradition at least.
the ceremonious float bowl tap. Okay, choke. And here we are, y'all. Let's see if the pumper works. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, here we are. Choke. 1, 2. Not really like a Linkert because it's got a accelerator pump. Here we are. Oh, God, why can't you start on
It
one
wants
kick
to
for me?
run.
All right, hold on. A couple more pumps. Here we go. The Harley Davidson. I mean, what else do you expect? I mean, come on. Stay high for a minute. All right. On the brakes.
Then popping wheelies.
That goes back up on my shelf. Dang, this is the actual. See, that carburetor is a different jetting. It's got to be because it's a different part number on top.
Yeah.
This is the carburetor for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave this out.
Okay.
Now, also, one thing I was just noticing with this, Chris, it's backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
Right, so this is FLH. This is a Super Glide one, and it's mounted mid, and it pushes back.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. That's what we're gonna run with. And we got our headlight. Look at that thing, Super Glide. The actual headlight that came off of this bike. So what do you guys think? Square, keep it square and keep it weird, or do we just put on the original headlight? What do we think? Square's pretty weird. Maybe we just run with it. So what we can do is get this thing jacked up. We'll pull that rear wheel while we're waiting for the pipe to cool.
Okay.
I really am thinking about swapping that carb. It just runs really, it's like, it's lean.
Yeah.
Its idle's real high, and then when you try and tune it out, it doesn't, it just dies. And what we'll do is we'll use the same float bowl, the same accelerator, pump diaphragm, all that stuff will stay the same. We can get to that when we come back.
Yeah.
All right, so hydraulic brakes, not my favorite thing to do, but they work. Yep. Yes, sir. All right. Oh, the brake shoes look amazing. Yep, and it's that.
But it looks clean in there.
Well, you're my resident master cylinder rebuilder, so you got it. I do have another one of these if we need it, but I hope we can just rebuild it.
So as you push the brake pedal in, pushes the hydraulic fluid from the master cylinder to the back. You have this wheel cylinder, 2 pucks on each side. It pushes those out, pushes your brake shoes out, and you slow down.
So what's the verdict?
Doesn't look bad. It really doesn't look bad at all. I need a new gasket, but we can always rob that gasket from the other one. This is a pretty simple carburetor, man. I think we swap it. Also didn't check the float level on that last one, Chris. Why didn't you remind me?
That was Steve's job.
Steve!
You can see here where that brake fluid is corroded here on the edges. So see if we can break these loose, move them down just a little bit so we can clean the edges up and see if they'll pull out. You want the good news or the bad news?
There is no bad news, Chris.
Good news is everything came apart really nicely. The bad news is I think we're probably better off finding a new one of these.
Dead in the water. So this is what we got.
We'll compare and contrast. That looks...
We have a brand new V-twin one. So that'll get you on the backing plate.
Yep.
Okay, good. Chris has got it handled. Off comes the carb. I've already got the other one rebuilt. All we got to do is swap the float bowl. Look, different holes.
Yeah, more holes.
Yep.
Working on a night train. Brakes are done, so.
Brakes are, well, part of your brakes
yeah,
done.
part of the brake, the brake shoes.
Okay, we're gonna crank the bike up one more time before we go pulling that master cylinder off. But I think this is all sufficient to go back together. Which we're gonna go 1.
Exactly what it needed.
Great. Okay.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. All right. Master cylinder. And this stuff is rusty back here. I mean, it's not had the best life. So this is what we're looking at. This thing routes up and around the back of the frame section, goes underneath the transmission, turns back around and runs into that brake light switch. I wish it was easier, but I don't think it's gonna be. That thing has been rusted in there for a long time, son. So I think we just cut it. Oh, it came. There we go.
Let this be a lesson to you boys and girls. If you're gonna let your shovel head sit for a long time, take out the brake fluid.
There goes our line. What do we got?
It cleaned up nice.
That cleaned up really nice. Well, then let's rebuild this thing. See, Chris, I can rebuild master cylinders too. I like it. Yes and yes. So we still have to get that line going underneath. I think I can put the rear wheel back on and then we'll be able to get under there easier, huh? Yo, God, the wheels get heavier over the years. What? Oh, that's sweet. Just in case we were looking to blow a rear tire in the middle of that first wheelie. You don't just do one wheelie, Steve.
It's the first rule of wheelies. You don't just do one.
Nice, good stuff.
This is where the fun is.
Yeah, that's what I know, man. We're gonna have to take the whole thing off. All for brakes. See what we do for brakes? Okay, that's what we got. That's what we got. Let's see if we can't wiggle this guy into place. I'm gonna leave the sticker on. I like the sticker. So anybody crawling underneath this thing 30 years from now can see that it's a new old stock line. Well, so much for the sticker. Like so, and like so. And then this goes up and under and then over, like so. All right. I think we're in, man. Now we just gotta bleed those suckers. Even a new old stock line doesn't fit perfect, but you know what? It's because we're rocking this aftermarket drag pipe, so that ain't helping the scenario any.
Look.
Oh, nice.
The pedal
How's it
moves.
feel?
Feels good.
You know you're getting real close when an air cleaner cover goes back on. Excellent. Headlight. God, I like that headlight though, man. That's the thing. It's got that funky look. She's kind of like, it's a little alien headlight, man. I think we'll leave it.
No, we need to go back stock. It's such a good, it's a good bike. It needs to go
Dude,
back
I
stock.
like the headlight though. Okay, hold on. Let's hold it up. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, that's a no-brainer. So now the next question is, what do we do with it when we're done?
Wheelies.
That's what we are going to do with it first. But that old question, is it a keeper? Yeah, that bulb's burnt for sure. Would you grab a couple terminals for me?
Yeah.
Oh, you loosened them up for me already. Cool. Great. Okay.
It looks better.
It sure does look better. Rub it in, guys. It's way better.
Yeah.
It's way better. Good call, guys. Good call. All right, little tool cleanup, because all we should need to bleed the brakes, Chris, is that little 1/4 inch for the bleeder there.
So we left this line loose on the brake drum in the back, just so as we start to bleed the brakes, let it pump any remaining fluid. There was a little bit of fluid in the front line that we changed. It looked pretty clean, but just in case we don't want to push a bunch of trash into that wheel cylinder that we just put in there.
Okay, so you're open.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll push down and you'll close it. Ready?
Yep.
I'm down.
Okay.
Tell me when you're closed.
Closed.
Open it.
Yep. Oh yeah, got a big squirt there. Closed.
Okay.
Open. Big squirt. Yep. Closed. I'm not getting any air bubbles now in my fluid. It's a lot cleaner.
Let's roll with it then. We should be ready to bring this sucker down. Coming down. Okay, let's do it, Chris.
Will it stop and will it go?
Will it stop? Will it go and will it stop? Clutch feels pretty good. I don't know if that clutch is gonna work or not. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we got good brakes.
Nice.
We got good brakes. We got really good brakes. Beautiful. Okay.
Now's the test.
Ready, clutch. Oh! Beautiful, like butter. Yeah, go to neutral. Nice. All right, off we go.
Well, guys, that's another bike back on the road doing what we do here at Wheels Through Time. Be sure to check out this video or subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for a ride, dude. Awesome. Oh, the Super Glide lives again. Killed it.